All right, let's jump right in. We're going to explore a really fascinating idea today. What if that internal struggle we all feel, the one between our better angels and our worst impulses, or what some call spirit and flesh, what if we could actually chart it, like a stock? It's a totally different way to look at a battle we all know so well. So let's start with that one big question. Just imagine for a second, what if that daily tug of war inside you could be laid out on a financial chart? Suddenly, it's not just a vague moral conflict, it's data. You could spot trends, see momentum building, and maybe even uncover some hidden strengths you didn't know you had. Okay, so to make this work, we need a core concept, and we're borrowing it from currency trading. It's called the spirit/flesh pair. See, in trading, you always have a pair, like the euro versus the US dollar. The first one is the base, it's kind of the anchor. The second one is the quote, and that's the one that's bouncing all over the place. In our analogy, the spirit is that stable, solid base, and the flesh, that's our volatile quote currency. So here's the key takeaway. When this chart goes up, it means the spirit is gaining value. It's winning out in your decisions. So now that we have our spirit/flesh currency pair set up, how do we actually chart this thing? Let's take a look at what a spiritual trend, whether it's going in the right direction or the wrong one, actually looks like on a graph. Okay, over on the left, we've got an uptrend. In trading, that means you're seeing a steady pattern of higher highs and then higher lows. Spiritually speaking, this isn't about one good day or one great decision. No, this is a pattern. It's patience, building on kindness, building on self-control. Now, on the right, that's the downtrend. This is when the flesh is gaining ground. It's marked by those impulsive, reactive choices that just drag you down, creating a pattern of lower highs and lower lows, constantly pulling you away from where you really want to be. And this slide really gets into the quality of those trends. Think about the fruit of the spirit: love, joy, peace. It's like a solid blue chip stock that gives you steady long-term growth. The works of the flesh? Totally the opposite. That's your high-risk, super volatile penny stock. You get these wild, erratic spikes, a fit of anger here, a moment of strife there. It creates a ton of noise and instability on your chart, but in the end, there's no real lasting value being built. Okay, so we can see the trends taking shape, but what makes the chart stop going up or stop going down? Well, in trading, you have these key levels called support and resistance. And in our inner life, you know what forms those levels? Our habits and our temptations. Take a look at this. Here we can see what a support level looks like. See how the price comes down, but it keeps bouncing off that same line? That line is support. It's like a floor holding things up. And in our spiritual life, our daily disciplines, our foundational habits, they do the exact same thing. They are the structures that keep us from totally collapsing when the pressure is on. And this isn't just theory, right? Our support zones are made of real stuff, concrete habits that give us stability. Things like prayer, being in a real community, or honestly, just getting enough rest. Now, resistance zones are the flip side. They are those recurring temptations or mindsets, like pride, fear, resentment, that act like a ceiling. They're the things that constantly stop our spiritual growth in its tracks. For better or worse, these are the psychological levels we keep bouncing off of. Okay, let's get into a more advanced concept now, but trust me, this one is incredibly powerful. We're going to talk about divergence. It's like a hidden signal that shows a mismatch between what's happening on the outside and what's really going on inside. Now, look closely at this chart. The top part, the price, is actually making a new low. On the surface, it looks like things are getting worse. But look at the indicator on the bottom. That measures things like momentum or inner strength. And while the price is going down, the indicator is making a higher low. That disagreement, that's called divergence. And it's often a huge sign that a reversal is about to happen. The outward situation might look bad, but underneath, strength is quietly building. And you know what? This ancient verse is a perfect description of spiritual divergence. Though outwardly we are wasting away, that's the price on the chart, making that lower low. It looks bad. Yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day. Bingo. That's the hidden indicator at the bottom, showing that inner strength is actually growing. It's the inner momentum that's telling the real story, even when everything on the outside looks bleak. So what's the big takeaway here? How do we become better traders of our own inner market? Well, the answer is in reframing our spiritual disciplines. We need to start thinking of them as a systematic, pre-planned trading strategy for the soul. You see, professional traders don't just wing it. They rely on strict rules and algorithms to keep their emotions out of their decisions. Our spiritual disciplines can do the exact same thing for us. They are our predefined rules that help us reduce what traders call slippage. Slippage is that maddening gap between the price you wanted to execute at and the price you actually got. For us, it's the gap between the person you want to be and the person you actually are when things get tough.
So here it is, a simple 4-step execution algorithm you can use. First, identify your trend. Get clear on your long-term direction. Who do you actually want to become? Second, establish your rules. What are the specific, consistent disciplines that will get you there? Commit to them. Third, execute. When that moment of choice comes, don't rely on your emotions, rely on your rules. And finally, number 4, mitigate volatility. Use those disciplines as your anchor to stay stable when life gets crazy, because it will.
So let's end with this question. If your inner life really is a chart, telling a story one day at a time, what does today's little entry on that chart look like? Is the trend pointing up or down? And maybe more importantly, when you look at the patterns you've established and the disciplines you have in place, what story is tomorrow's candle likely to tell?